not very good, it just has a little bit of a wobbly. But start by getting ourselves up nice and high. And just have a minute. I know we're in a house, we've been in a house all day. Just get a minute to be separate from everything that's going on around us. Okay, so just going to sit with your hands in your lap, your tailbone up nice and high, head just facing forward, chin's nice and level from the ground, feet are nice and soft, but the legs are together. And I just want you to take a lovely breath in. Just breathe in and feel quite cleansed in your lungs. So breathing into the lungs. Close your eyes if you need to. And just part the lips and sigh as you let the day go. So let's just... Let's do that again. Let's take a nice big deep breath in. Just part the lips and let it go. One more time, big deep breath. And let the breath go. And just allow your head just to move in any direction it feels it needs to, but without much vigour. So it's just a case of, like you've just been sitting at that desk all day, in front of a computer, or maybe you've been working on something quite fine, and it's just that sensation of just moving the head in ways that you don't usually relieve yourself. And also just allow it to round if you feel you can, if your neck's got the strength. It's not a big movement, it's just a small movement round through the neck, and then do it again in the opposite direction. It's just encouraging that movement in towards your shoulders. Now, with your with fingers long, below your collarbone here, you've got a dip in, and we're going to just tap it. Now, yes, this is an energy centre, but this is not why we're doing it. We're trying to relax the muscles that link into the neck and into the chest. We'll open up the chest. So we're just going to tap that. I'm going to take a nice big deep breath in. Hold the breath. Let the breath go. Really let it go. And again, do it again. Feel the vibration in your chest. Let it go. Last time, breathe in. Let make those muscles give way. And let it go. You might feel a little bit of tingling sensation here, and that's fine. That's okay. Place your hands on your shoulders, sitting up nice and high, and without much sort of emphasis on moving the back and the front too much, just want you to circle the elbows. The sensation is in your elbows, moving and drawing circles with the end of your elbows, but the chest is quite still for the moment. I just want to move through the arms and into the shoulders slightly, and then change your direction. So first of all, it's just a light movement to wake up the shoulder muscles, wake up the arms and underneath the arms. Now, take it back in the other direction. We're going to take the elbows together, let them touch in front of the body. Take them up until you feel they have to part, and then reach them and draw them down your back. So your shoulder blades are holding an orange in between them, and then drop. So do this again. Breathe in, come up. Open, and now draw down deeply into your back. And really let the breath leave you. Inhale. It's not just about copying me, it's about what's feeling nice and relaxing in the body. One more time, so nice and slow. Open and down. Now change your direction. So just draw the shoulder blades back, hold that orange in between your shoulder blades, lifting up, breathe in. Elbows come together and draw them down, let it go. So, chest rise, elbows together, and down. And again. And down. Last time, one more time. And down. Just drop your hands up. You might find the tops of your legs are starting to feel that because you're sitting up straight, you might start to feel that they're working here. So just want you to place your hands on your legs and just give your shoulders a little bit of wiggle. You can do it independently and just feel that movement move into your spine. You've just got that nice sensation moving down your spine. And then let your head move again. Just let it release any way that feels really nice. We're in no rush to do anything in particular, just letting the body move. Bring your hands into a lattice position, but keep the palms facing in towards you. Lift them level with your heart. Imagine there's a string on your heart. You're going to breathe in and pull that string away from your body. Take your head up. Bring it back down and exhale. Bring the hands back towards the heart, take a breath in. Now pull that string up towards the ceiling. Lift your chin up. Hold the breath, close the eyes just for a second with the air there, and open your eyes and bring your chin back down towards your chest. Keep your arms still. Inhale, bring your hands back in towards your chest. And then exhale, draw them down behind your back, clasp them together. Let's draw and open that chest. Now take your chin up, hold the breath, close your eyes. Feel that nice open movement through the body. Hold that breath there, feel the air inside the lungs. Now chin's going to come down, let the breath go. Open your eyes, keep them closed, whichever feels good. And then we're going to drop the hands down, lift the hands back up and over the head. Open them up, let the chest flare, and bring your hands back down. Do that one more time. And bring them back down. Place your hands up against your bottom, fingertips away from you, and just push your chest up. Head's going to come out of your shoulders. And this is not about stretching really, this is just about grounding yourself and breathing. So take your chin up, breathe in through your nose, nice cool air. Hold that breath. And then neutralize the head and just let the breath. And then release. And just let those shoulders, again, really softly, just let them move. Let your fingers move. We're going to bring the feet, we're going to release those muscles on the top of the legs now by bringing the feet into your butterfly pose position or bound angle pose. And just put the toes and the heels together so the feet are touching. Now what tends to happen is people do slump out, so if you do need your blocks, get yourself on top of that. Popping yourself up nice and high, just let your knees fall and just let them have a little bit of movement. So all you're doing is just letting those knees wobble up and down, and you're going to feel the sensation massage deep inside the muscles, inside the hips. Just let them move for a second. I know you're thinking, oh, I'm just flapping our wings here, but I suppose we are really. We're just warming up into the pelvis region. And at the base of our spine is where our root chakra is, and that's what keeps us grounded and makes us feel less discombobulated. Just want you to, we're going to wake up that energy center. Just do that a couple more times. And then relax. Take your body up as high as you can. I know you're going to feel it in your hips, but just nice tall position. Just reach your hands out in front of you and just see if you can imagine someone's holding onto your wrist and they're just going to pull you forward in between your legs. Now just hold yourself here. You're going to feel quite a lot of pressure on the insides of your thighs. Just drop your fingertips down lightly. I'm not trying to reach too much, just drop them down so you can just feel a little bit of a sensation through the hips there. And just let that back, lower back, just start down a little round. I want you to breathe in and push your air into the lower back. So really expand through the lower back. Hold here with the air. And let the breath go. I'm standing up quite a lot, so we're just trying to get the hips a little bit warmer. Now very gently come up nice and high and just slide one foot out in front of you. Let your shoulders shift into a position where you're lifting out of your hips and feel nice and open. And just take your hands up so you can elongate the spine. So breathe in as you do it. Look up with your hands. Big deep breath in. Now let's come forward towards those toes. Doesn't matter if they're slightly floppy or your knees are slightly bent. All we're trying to do is just open up the areas at the top and close the front of the body. Just stay nice and low for a second and just walk both hands in between your knees and your feet and just reach through the body. Take a breath in. Not staying here long, we're going to exhale over to the other side of that leg and reach. Now you'll notice you've got that sensation pulling on your back each time, so let's do it again. Inhale, in between, reach as far as you can without your thumb and your knees lifting. Now exhale, back over and back over. Feel that in your lower back through your tailbone. Let your tailbone sustain. Think about that more than what you're doing with your arms. One more time. Inhale over. Feel the movement in the lower spine. And exhale back. Subtle, 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 subtle. Just, that's it for a second. Walk your hands back up. Lift your chin up. Lift your shoulders. Re-engage your spine and slide that foot in. We're going to take hold of the base of the foot or the ankle, and we're just going to get the leg as straight as we can without the back slumping too much. So sit nice and tall and just work towards getting a straight leg. Doesn't matter too much if your back's very, very straight, but we are trying to keep ourselves on top of that tailbone. And I just want you to come up down. So we're just warming those knees up without actually putting any pressure through them by putting our weight on them. We are, like I say, we're going to be standing up, so we just want to warm up that area of the body without being too manic. Just let that come up and down a couple more times. And then bring your feet back into your butterfly pose. And then very gently, same principle as we had before. Let's take the hands over the head. Of course, you're going to feel a little bit of compression here. We're going to reach the hands out in front of us and just reach forward. So someone's pulling hold of our wrist. We're going to reach the body forward. I'm just going to hold the position so we're not touching the ground this time, we're staying up. Now feel your tailbone against the ground. Breathe in and expand through the base of your body. Big deep breath in. Let that breath go. Now this time, take your hands up over your head and slide your other leg out in front of you and release that knee. It's been bent for some time, so let's give it a moment. Big deep breath in. We're going to just let the body succumb to the ground. So just feel the back open up, not forcing it, not stretching too much, just let that lower back feel open. Take your hands to the inside lines of your knee and your feet. Let your head drop heavily this time. Now inhale, take your hands over the top. On the other side, and exhale, let it go heavy. Feel that pull on one side of the body. Inhale back in. Exhale back down. Inhale back in. Subtly just opening up the lower area. Exhale. Stimulating digestion, helping the kidney function. Back over the top one more time. Last time, inhale over the top and just have a little reach. And then lift your hands up nice and high. Bring your foot in, bring your hands to your ankle or the base of your foot, and similar principle as before. Let's just open the backs of the knee. Think about you're warming and opening the knee rather than trying to get this big stretch. So just think about that stretch across the top of the knee rather than the back of the knee. So just let those knees get some lubrication. That move. Do that 2 more times. No pressure because there's no weight on the body because you're lifting high. And then just slide those feet out and just let your ankles move. Isn't that nice? Your knees a bit of a wobble. Let your ankles move. Now this is where it might get a bit uncomfortable. Just be careful. First of all, we're going to put our hands not next to our bum, about 2/3 of the foot away, fingertips away. We're just going to lean on our hands, keep a nice straight spine and push our chest forward. Now this is where we're going to find it difficult. So first of all, we're going to bend one knee and we're going to see if we can lift the toe off the ground and hold that leg there. Now you're going to instantly feel energy here. If it's too much, just lower your leg down. Okay, big deep breath in and release. We're going to be quite intense, that move, so it's very subtle. It's the same principle, so make sure you're nice and wiggled, you're opening your chest, you're going to breathe in, pull your tummy muscles in to engage it, lift the foot off and hold it there. There we go, big deep breath in, and back down. Right, variation. We're going to inhale, lift the foot off and hover it off the ground, not as high this time. And we're going to see if we can rotate it out to the side, stretch the toe, and bend it slightly as you come back in. We're going to do that 3 times. Squeeze your tummy muscles as you go. Very gently. That's it. And back down. Oh, and feel that warming and that movement through the hip flexors. Do you know what I'm going to say? Keep the leg nice and low, slightly bent at this when we're in the middle. So we're going to inhale and come up. Take it out, stretching point, and back in. Stretching point, and back in. And we've got one more. Stretching point, and back in. Place your foot down. Reach up over your head. Release your hands, release your wrists. And exhale, let's come forward and just, have a little wriggle this time. Let's try and deepen the stretch in our back. So it's not about getting straight legs or anything. Opening that lower back. So lift your shoulders out of your hips, reaching your shoulders towards your toes. And just have a couple of breaths while you're here. And they're not forced. It's just a case of let's breathe in through the nose. Part the lips and just let your day continue to leave you. Anything stressful, other people's emotions, just let them go. You don't need to move. Do it one more time. Big deep breath in. Part the lips. There you go. That's just, the stillness is just so perfect. Very gently. Imagine there's a string on the middle of your back and you're just going to lift up. Tend to find as well, take the hands up over the head. When it's cold, you kind of want to move the body less, but just a few gentle stretches can give you quite a lot of warming. Bring your hands behind your body. Let's open up. Lift your chin up. Breath go, part your lips. And release. Let your shoulders have some movement. Just place your hands down by your side. For the first time, we did this one on Monday, so most of you will remember it. Open up, breathe in. Tap the ground behind you. Inhale, come back up. And tap the hand back down. And on the other side, lift up. Count down behind you. Imagine you're reaching out of your shoulders and coming back in. Just bring your knees into cross-leg position to release your hip flexors. No matter which way you've chosen, just you're not going to be here long. Just let your shoulders have a rotation. Just make sure your tailbone's on top. Big deep breath in. Hand onto your opposite knee. Take your hand behind you. Oh, let's just draw open that shoulder and feel that lovely twist and spine. Try not to slump. Nice and high. Relax the shoulder and look over the back. Oh. Now, relax in this position. Straight spine, big deep breath in. Part your lips and just gaze away over your shoulder. Let the breath. Now come back to centre very gently, non-judgmental, just let it uncoil naturally, nice and slowly. Big deep breath in. Now that lovely feeling, let's draw open that shoulder behind and feel that move into the hips, looking over the back. Breathe through your nose, nice slow breath in. Part the lips, let the breath go, gazing over. Really lovely, gentle. Then inhale back to centre. Breathing nice and tall through the chest. And then exhale, let yourself slump, let your head. Now inhale back up. And back down. Inhale back up. And back down. One more time, big deep breath in up. Back down. Bang your head here. And just let it have a movement from side to side. So you can feel that stretch in the back of the neck, that release through the tension of your neck. And then draw your head up nice and high. Breathe and release. Now you can either roll over on your knees or you can hutch your knees to one side and roll onto your knees. It really doesn't matter, but we're going to come onto an all fours position. So we're going to start adding some things in here. So we're going to take a big deep breath in and we're going to take one foot out behind us and bend the knee. And we're going to push the heel up towards the ceiling. And then just 3 times in one direction, let's just draw some really big opening hip movements. That feels really nice. 3 times. Use the end of your knee as though you've got a pencil lead on the end and you try and draw a picture. And then try and make it a circular picture. And then lifting and bringing down. And lifting and bringing down. And then just bring the knee in towards your chest when you've managed to do all 3. Squeeze here, big deep breath in. Now take your heel up and take your chin up. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it in. Last time, inhale, lifting up, take your chin up as high as you can. Exhale, contract and round. Place your knee down, round through your back. Let's lift the hands over the head, let's squeeze those shoulders. Just nice big open movements through the body for a moment. Oh, let's just do another one of those. As you bring the hands down, feel yourself rooting through your knees in the ground. Very heavy through your knees. Bring your hands back down. We're going to make both sides equal. So let's make sure the knees and hips distance apart. We're going to take that knee up towards the ceiling. Big deep breath in. And then start to circle that knee, opening up the hip. Do big round picture. And then change your direction. Let's do it again in the opposite direction. So there we are. 1, 2. Feel that inside your hip, nice deep movement. 3. Take your knee back up, take your head back, big deep breath in. Exhale, contract around, so feeling that lovely flexibility in the spine and warming through. Big up, breath in, contracting back through, bring it head to knee. Last time, and back up. And exhale, back in. Place your knee down, sink into child's pose, just really relax into that position for a moment. If you feel like you wish to let your bottom move across your heels or anything along those lines, you're more than welcome to do so. It's just a case of having a moment just to rest the body. Just let the eyes be closed and soft, and the face, just let all that tension drip out of it. Okay, now round through your body, come back up over your head. Let's have a nice big reach, release those shoulders one more time. Reach over your head, and we're just going to come down and place the hands back on all fours. So we're going to vary things as we go along. So I want you to take one foot out behind you and point that toe. And see if you can bring your opposite hand off the ground and reach forward. Now it doesn't matter if you're low or you just want to do one foot or you just want to do the arm, but it's opposite. So it's if you've got your left leg up, you've got your right arm up, so it's that kind of sensation. Imagine someone's holding onto your wrist and they're pulling you, so you can feel that contraction through your tummy and stretch through your tummy, and you're trying to turn a light switch off with your toe behind you. Nice straight line level with your hip. See if you can drop your ear level with your arms so your face is parallel to the mat. That's it. Contract your tummy muscles, don't let them sag. I know my top looks like it's nice and flimsy, but it's all contracted here. Big deep breath in. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Oh, let your bottom have a wiggle. We're going to do the same on the other side. So really strengthening for your core muscles here and for your glutes. So take that leg out behind you. Exhale, reaching out in front of you. Stamina that you need to stay in this position, which is doing a lot of good and work and strengthening for you. We're going to reach that hand out, someone's holding on to us, and they're pulling us forward. We're trying to put that. So imagine someone's pulling forward there and they're trying to point the toe behind you. Tummy muscles pulled in, stretch there. See if you can get your head sort of parallel, and just try closing your eyes if you feel so secure enough, but I don't want you falling over obviously. But I just kind of want you to just gaze at the ground, so you're seeing it, but you're not really looking at it. Take a big deep breath in and out. One more time, inhale. And exhale, bring your hand down, bring your knee down, and just round through your back. Take your head up. Exhale, round through your back, and then continue rounding as you pull your fingertips towards your knees and take your hands over your head. And release and bring them back down. Just have a little sensation through your shoulders by letting them have a wiggle. And we're going to add things in. Okay, so we're going to inhale, take the hands up, so stretch first. We're going to exhale, and we're going to come back down and replace those hands. We might go into a bit of a flow as we move along. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to take the knee up towards the ceiling. We're going to bend that foot. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to exhale, contract the head and the knee together underneath the body. Now, when you go back out, you're going to point your toe, straighten your leg, and bring your opposite hand, slide it off the ground into your balance pose that we've just practiced. Well done. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down. Come onto your fingertips. Knee in a straight line if you need it. You're going to bring it underneath the body. And we're going to see if we can slide the foot forward and drop our hips down. Now, we haven't done this kind of stretch and move in a while, so it's quite nice to feel it in the hips. Not staying here, just warming first. Big deep breath in. Now, let's come back, slide that foot out. Oh, let it move. Place your knee down, slide your hands back, reach up and over your head. Now, I'm going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to be aware of what's coming. So we're going to bring the hands back down onto all fours. We're going to do a cat-cow. So we're going to take the head back and take the tailbone up. And we're going to exhale and we're going to round through the back. Back to neutral, slide that knee up. So we've got a nice bent knee. Push the heel up towards the ceiling. Big deep breath in. Exhale, bring the head to knee underneath the body. Inhale, straighten that leg, straighten that toe, and bring the hand off the ground at the same time. Now I've got my head up because I'm looking at you. You can keep it down if you wish. Big deep breath in and out and in. And exhale, bring your hands down, come onto your fingertips, slide your knee underneath in that straight line, slide the foot forward, and let's just see if we can drop the hips down on the other side. So we've got that nice stretch now in the hip flexor on the other side. That's why we're warming the knees and the hips up earlier. Have a motion here, just sit here nice and calm in this position for a second. Now take a breath in, slide that leg back, let that leg go. Place your knee down and slide this time into child's pose and just drop your head down. Have a little breathe while you're here. And just stay here for a second. Couple of nice breaths, taking your time with it. Enjoying the stillness. Push through your hands, take your hands up and over the head. Now, you're gonna have a nice stretch. Don't have a big reach. Oh. Big deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to come back down. We're going to slide that knee straight up. Onto your fingertips. Exhale, bring that knee straight underneath the body and step forward. Sinking into a nice position. If you're a bit hypermobile, you do want to contain this back to lifting these rather than dropping. We're going to push through the heel and we are going to take the hands up and over the head. So we're going to reach up. Now if it's too much, just bring your hands down. There's no need to be in this very challenging position. Big deep breath in and out. Quite passive, so the bottom half of your body is active, but the top half is loose and passive. And bring your hands back down. Now slide that leg out behind you, take it up and point your toe. Lift your opposite hand off the ground and reach. Well done. Big deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Bring your leg out to the side and drop it down. I'm going to walk the hands back. I'm going to lift. Now, you stay as you are, but I'll show you what you look like from this right angle. We're going to take the hands up, take the hands out, and we're just going to tap the ground on one side and come back over the top and have a tap. Now pull your tummy muscles in as you move. So you're squeezing in towards your spine and tap, and back over, and one more time, and tap, and back over. Now from here, bring your hands back down, bend your knees in, take your other leg up towards the ceiling. So you're going to lift that knee up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring it underneath the body, come onto your fingertips and step forward. Again, there we are. Now, again, if you feel a bit hypermobile, if you're dropping, you want to contain it here, that's absolutely fine. If you want to just come up to knee, you can, but if you want to, you can even use the block if you want to come up but don't want to be lifting your arms. That's why I said the block's useful in these positions if you want to adapt them. We're going to lift the hands up and over the head. Now, just letting the arms quite loose, opening up through the shoulders. So this is quite soft through the spine. Tummy muscles are engaged, in the pelvis is engaged, and here is engaged, but it's quite passive. Top half of the body. Big deep breath in. Exhale, then we're going to come back down. Slide that foot out behind you. Opposite hand comes off the ground. Let's reach forward. Couple of breaths. And again. Exhale, bring your hand down. Slide your foot out to the side. Lift your hands up over your head. Now remember, we don't let the tummy sag. This is not passive, this is engaged. active. Let's bring the hands up. Let's take them out to the side and reach down and tap the ground. Using your core muscles, imagine you're pulling up through your pelvic floor, back over the top. We're not holding the positions, we're just moving through them at the moment. It's going to affect your hips, your glutes, your tummy, back over the top. Time to get energy moving up and down the spine. One more time, tap, back over. Lift your hands up and over your head. Come back forward, slide that foot back behind you. Bring your knees down and enjoy just sitting on your heels for a moment and just have a little rest here. And again, it's about the stillness. Enjoy it. And if you can hear a bit of a whirring sound in the background, I've actually got my heater on, so I'm sorry if that's interfering with your noise levels at all. Just as rather cold where I am. So just dropping your head down. And just not trying to hurry into the next pose. So let's just be okay. Soften the shoulders and just feel like I'm not going to make you move anytime soon, so just let yourself relax. Breathing in and out, feeling the breath move. Not tense as you anticipate what's happening next, just really relax, really succumb to it, really. Let's just draw our hands back up onto all fours, knees underneath your hip, hands underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to change it quite variably here. So what I want you to do, this is the variation, we're going to lift the knee up and back down and up. You have to be very high and back down. And again, lifting it up. And as you come back down, we're going to sweep it in towards the inside of the line of the body and place your foot back down. So we're back into that position where we go. Now, have a block, please use it. What we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves to the outside line, to the little toe of our body. I'm going to have a block there, or we're going to put the hand there, but we're going to actually bring the hand over the top and reach for that block. So we're in a reverse. Normally we do it through the inside line of the body, and we come here. We're actually going to go over the top. You can rest it on the knee if you need to, you don't have a block. If you do, I want you to reach for that block. So it's going to cause a twist through the body, and we're just going to put the hand on the hip, over the back shoulder, and just make sure the legs pointing and the toes are pointing straight behind us. So you're going to feel quite a lot of compression through the hips, through the tummy, a lot of work going on through the body. Big deep breaths in and out. Movement through the digestive system. And then very gently uncoil, bring your block to the inside. You can just once you need, go all the way down if you want, but it's not about reaching too much. It's just about holding the positions through the knee and reaching up on the other side. So it's a case of just opening up the shoulders, think what's happening through the core. Yes, the legs are engaged, of course they are, but we want to round the whole of the body. So we're just opening up gently and enjoying it rather than forcing ourselves. We're not into the fitness regime. This isn't fitness, this is well-being. That's what we're focusing on. One more breath. And then exhale, bring your hands back down. Remove the block to a safe place. Slide your leg out. Oh, just let it move backwards and forwards. You can just feel that inside hip flex up and down. So we stretch it, we close it again. Bring yourself back down to all fours. Self-level first. Let's have a little release of the spine. So take the head up. Exhale, contract and round. Feel that lovely movement through the spine and back to neutral. Now, let's lift the knee up on the other side. See if we can. Don't worry if it's not very high or you feel uncomfortable. You can always just rest here. 1. Lift up. And that's 2. And for the last time, lift up. And that's 3. Now come onto your fingertips. Let's slide that foot forward. And let the hip drop into the hip flexor if you feel you can. Don't worry if you can't. You're going to bring that block to the side of your little toe. Your hand doesn't go round the front of your calf, it goes over your knee to get hold of the block. So you're very much, you're not blocking the front of your knee, you're in against it. You're either going to reach towards the ground or you're going to keep your elbow on your knee. If you can, you're going to reach towards the block. You lift up, put the hand on the hip, And what we do is we twist through the shoulder, so it's the shoulder that's open towards the side of the mat. So twist open, look at your back foot. Is your ankle skew with? Is your leg skew with? Try and get that nice straight line through the body. Now your breathing is going to be very restricted here, so you're going to feel it in the pelvis and in your shoulders and in your lungs. So breathe in deeply. Hold the breath for a second before you let it go. And one more time. And let it go. Now bring that block to the inside line of the leg. Just place it down. Again, we're not trying to rush this, just a little bit of an opening. Let's just reach up. Oh, you can even open up the chest a little bit. Feel that gentle movement through this. Because you've not got the knee off the ground, you're going to feel quite a twist happening. You're going to feel quite a lot of sensation through the leg here, through the hips. So we don't want to force it. I'm not trying to stretch yourselves till our legs fall off. More of a case of just feeling movement. It's actually stimulating our energy centers. That's what the sensations are. Big deep breath in. Bring yourself back down. Move your block out the way. Oh, and just slide back and release that hip. That feels nice. Very nice. And then very gently place your knees down, slide back through your body, just come up, enjoy a little bit of stillness. Nice up here, isn't it? So low. Nice breath in and out. Now place your hands on your hips and keep your head and your chest still. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the bottom and push the hips forward. We're not leaning back. That's not the sensation. Hands on your hips. Squeeze your bum so this area of your hip opens and this closes here. So if you can see the head and the knees are still in line, it's just the hips that just imagine strings on there. So if you're squeezing the bum, it should take it out of your back. Hold here. Just going to activate those bottoms. Big deep breath in. Now come into your child's pose and rest. So open up your knees slightly and let your body fall through your knees slightly. You drop your head down onto your hands. You're making a circuit through the body, so you've got chakras in the hands, you've got them in the feet, in the forehead, they're all down the body. So this way, by putting the forehead onto the hands and feeling your bottom against your heels, you're causing a circuit through the ground into your body and back out again. Nice breath. Fluid movement of the breath. Not forced, not contrived, just let it move naturally. Feeling the air massage inside the lower spine. Do one more breath. That breath, go. Now slide your hands out in front of you. Roll onto all fours. And just for a moment, do a nice cat-cow, so take the head back. Exhale, contract and round. Slide your bum back slightly as you slightly straighten the spine out, because what we're going to do is downward facing dog, but we're going to stick the toes and take the bum towards the heel. We're going to push against the hand, peel away from the hands and lift the bottom into downward face. Now take a breath in here. It's a bit much on your knees, you can stay as you are, but if you want to, I want you to see if you can come back down, place the knees down and lift the head up. Take a breath in. Hold the breath. Now, before you release the breath, take the bottom back. Now exhale as you come up into downward facing dog. Now walk through your heels on the others and each side. Let it move through the back of the calves. Let those calves release. Sink into your feet rather than the weight in your hands. If you feel like there's a lot of weight, you're going to push away from the mat. Imagine you're pushing the foot of the mat away from your body, so your weight is going to be more in the back of your body than in the front. You're going to feel your shoulders engaged here, and it's going to be, if you feel like your shoulders are uncomfortable, you might want to be stationary, because the movement of the feet might make the shoulders feel a bit uncomfortable. So you do want to be careful how you move through these moves. Now take a big deep breath in, come to a stationary position, and exhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Okay. Now to straighten, if you can't touch the ground, get hold of your block and then put your hands on the block, but let your body go straight, let your hands drop down, let your head drop down. A nice feeling. And then we're just going to let the block go. We're going to roll up, nice and slowly. And we're going to take the hands up and over the head, big stretch. Then reach them down by the sides of the body. Now we're even higher The air up here is even nicer. Let's really breathe this in. Let's take that breath in. Just let the shoulders and hands hang heavily. Everything's relaxed. Your face. What isn't relaxed is your tummy muscles. They're still engaged. Just enjoy these few seconds of the stillness that we have. Obviously, our body's never really still, it's always moving, but that illusion of stillness, just let it go. Now, you're going to need your blocks. The last two sets of moves are going to be a little bit confusing, or a little bit more difficult. If you can do it without, don't worry, but you've got them, it's great. We're going to lift the hands over the head and just have a big stretch here, and then gently dive forward. So we're just going to let the weight come, lift the tailbone, and elongate the spine, nice and lengthening through the spine. And we're going to take hold of the block, and we're going to, if you can't, you're going to bend the knee and touch the ground if you haven't got a block. But if you can keep your legs straight, it would be great. The block's going to come about 1.5 feet in front of you, and you're going to place your hands on it for support. Make sure your feet are hips distance apart. What we're going to do is, with this position, with the block, or if your hands are on the ground, again, it doesn't matter. We're going to slide the leg up towards ceiling. Now you're going to find that a lot of weights in the hand, you're having to concentrate to stop yourself from falling and feeling balanced. Squeeze your tummy muscles in, squeeze your bottom here at the top and hold. What I want you to do is, with a straight leg as straight as you can get it, with a pointed, beautiful ballerina toe, we're going to bounce the leg up 5 times and squeeze underneath the bum. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bend your knee. We're going to take it across the body. We're going to just do a little curtsy. Foot's not going to come down though. And we're going to go back up with the hands and place that foot back down. That was simple enough, wasn't it? Now let's release that block. Let's lift the hands over the head and release the body. Again, you might feel a bit dizzy, so just take a minute to make sure you feel okay while you're at the top. Just bring your hands down to start with. And then a couple of breaths before you take the hands up. Now think about leaning forward, elongating your spine. So we're going to pop the tailbone out behind us slightly. We're going to lean forward, we're going to reach forward, bring the shoulders forward, get a nice long spine, and then bring your hands back down on towards that block. Legs are straight. A lot of people believe this is just for women, but the amount of work it does in your spine and in your bum and everything, it's really good for all over the body for great balance. Let's take the toe up behind us and let's gently lift this body, move up. Squeeze your toe, lovely straight long legs, beautiful ballerina toes. You can look down at the block to help you so you've got that better balance. If not, just bend your supporting leg and put your hands on the ground. Now with underneath your bottom, big squeeze underneath your bottom, squeeze your tummy muscles. Let's bounce up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bend your knee. Let's come across into a little curtsy. So you're crossing over the back of the body. Back up. Take your time. There is no rush. Bring your foot back down. Oh, it's nice to release it, isn't it? Now just gently, just take the hands off the block and just come up. Smell the sweet air at the top. Now just put your hands on your hips just for a moment. Just let your hands be soft, shoulders be soft. Just let your knees move. You're going to be feeling, we're squeezing the bum quite a lot here. There's a lot of activity going on in the hips. So let's release them a minute. Take your feet just slightly wide in hips distance. It's not a big stance. It's just opening up a little bit, and just let yourself circle through your hips a couple of times. Now we're going to add some other things in. So this is where it is going to be a bit challenging. Just take your time. So back to hips apart. Remember, hips distance apart is your feet together, out to the side and drop them down. Just gives you that nice level playing field underneath your hip. Okay. So let's take your hands up. Let's have a big stretch. Let your cage flare. Make the hands go behind your head slightly. Big deep breath in. Elongate the spine. Let's come back down. Beautifully done. Okay, now let's slide the foot out behind us and let's lift that leg up. Now big deep breath in. Let's see if we can bend into our curtsy drop straight away. So bring that knee over. Come back up. Now this is where it gets challenging. Keep your hands where they are. You're actually going to open your hips to the side. So now your hips are jutting out to the side of the mat. And I want you to lift one hand off the block. And it's the same leg that's lifted on that same side. So if you've got your right arm down, your right leg down, You're going to be lifting the hand up. Now, if you feel you can go that one step further, you're actually going to lift everything and open it. It's a big move, which is why I'm probably not looking at you as much as I should do. But take your time, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Big deep breath in. Keep your arm on the ground in line with your foot on the ground. Try not to reach out to the side if you can help it. Big deep breath in again. And as we exhale, come back down. Or bring your foot back down. A lot going on your hips there. So it was a big move. Now I'm going to do the same other side. So, big deep breath in. Let's lift the hands up and over the head. And this time we're going to lattice the hands together. We're actually going to stretch through a bit more deeply. We are actually going to reach the shoulders in just a second once we finish this little section. But leaning forward, let's come back down. Okay, so same principle. Let's take that foot up behind us. Bend the knee and let's come into a curtsy if we feel we can. This is really challenging your balance. And back up. You haven't got the floor to put your hands on so much. It's always difficult. Now, just make sure you feel your hands and your block is where you need to be. You're going to try and open up the side of the body, so lifting to the side and lifting your same hand off. Now again, you don't have to do any of this. You could just be working through your leg. What tends to happen is your back leg starts to drop though. So we want to try and keep it high, opening up the hips and squeezing bums to keep it there. Squeezing your core muscles in place, not letting anything drop. Try not to give too much pressure to either your foot or your hand. So what you're finding is that it's equally distributed with weight. Take a breath in and out. Last time, in breath. Exhale, bring your hand down, bring your foot down. Oh, isn't that a nice release? Let your knees go and actually come down onto your toes this time. Well done. That was quite tough. I did so well. Just have a moment there. You're going to feel that in your ankle. Like what? Big move. Well done. So just let that go. Release your block and just slowly come up. And don't worry about getting up looking graceful. Just get up in a way that's safe for your body. You need to keep your legs in a bit of a shape. You might find your ankles feel a little bit fed up. So what we will do is we'll give the feet and the ankles a little bit of a massage. So first of all, put your feet again, hips distance apart. Hands on hips, and let's come up onto the tops of our toes without letting the ankles come out. We're going to go up and down a few times. Now what should be happening here is you should be able to pulling up and underneath your rib cage from the base of your tailbone. So feel that pull up and in. Feel your legs engage as you come. Just letting that move. And release. Oh, now, the nice bit. Let's move across the toes. Whichever direction you want to, that might be you might want it across the front, might not. Whatever you've chosen, just let it move through the ankles. Oh, it feels very nice. Pleasures at a time like this, isn't it? You start to appreciate the little things. Actually, during Christmas Day, as I was eating my dinner, I just thought how much food I had and how lucky I was to have that much nice food as well. So little things appear to you, little times when you least expect them. Let's just turn again. Making things move through the toes. Feet are so important. It's where the energy center comes in. It's also they help a lot of parts of the body by stimulating them properly. So make sure they feel nice and at ease. And bring those feet to your knees. It's nice just to feel the heel come off and then feel the whole foot go back down. So you can feel that weight transfer. You can feel your skin of your foot peel off and back down again. Just feel that massage through the feet as you do it. So it's not just your hips and knees moving, you're feeling the weight move from side to side as well. So it's quite. And then a nice straight position. Now I did promise you to release some of the arms, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the hands in front of us, and then we're going to take them up and over the head. Big deep breath in, and we're going to do some big circles. Now, what do we normally say? We're polishing our lovely, well-deserved halos. So we're going to really lovely big shape. moving around and around. Lovely. Setting the shoulders over. Look, the bottom half of the body not really moving. You put a little bend in your knees if you feel like you're a bit too rigid. And then just make sure you change the direction. Let's feel that opening through the shoulders. You can feel that move into your tummies as well, and feel the spine open up, which is also really lovely. I really want to do a shoulder class with you, but I think working through the shoulders at the moment might be a bit too much for the beginning of the year, so I'm going to do that a bit later on in the month. Then come up, and then let's just bring it down to one side. So you can always stretch the shoulders even if we're not working them very hard. Good to have that little bit. Now come back up. And also, if you use any particular body part that you wish to work on, if you go onto the YouTube channel and go back up, let's do the same on the other side. I've done so many videos to different live classes, different body parts, so if you feel like you want to do something in particular when I haven't got a class on, you can always go on the YouTube channel, which is WellbeingWinnie, and see what's there, because there's about 50 odd videos to choose from. Good to have a choice. And back up. And then take your hands behind your back, clasp them together. Let's draw open the chest. And just see if you can just move the hands and the wrists a little bit lower here, just to release them. Bring your hands in front of your heart, big deep breath in, and take them out. Let's breathe out through the shoulders, chin tucked in and up into the thyroid gland. Big deep breath in. The breath go. And again, breathing in. Breath go. Now take them to one side and feel the stretch move down the back. So we're reaching across diagonally. Now move across to the other side. Oh, that feels lovely. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same, but this time we're going to reach, have a breathe, and then we're going to open up the shoulder and lean across. So you feel it move across the body, and then back to neutral and move it across. So you can feel that really inside of the body quite deeply. Big deep breath in, then reach, side B, and then move back, and open up, and release. And just move. Let the head move. And this time let the shoulder really move. Let them really start to open. And you can almost imagine you're kind of brushing things away. Maybe you're comforting yourself, maybe you're clenching something, but you're just clearing, cleansing move. You're building that lovely, safe place around you. Like you're getting all the knots out of your hair, and all the knots out of your life by sweeping the energy. One more time. Now this is a beautiful piece called weaving the aura. Now our aura is a safe space, so to weave it, stop things from coming in, to make ourselves feel safe. Actually just start to do figures of eights with art. So we do big figures of eights. It's like imagine we're sewing, imagine you're holding to a big needle and you're coming in between the thread. And that's the whole point why we do this. Threading our aura, if we feel a little bit out of place, we might feel like there's a little bit of a gap there, and we feel not secured properly, and up and down. So if you ever feel a bit unsafe, a bit frightened, or you feel like people are attacking you, you can do this. It will help just form that layer of protection around you. And also, you never know, it might clear them off. They might wonder what you're doing, and you might say, well, off you go. So wave them away. Come all the way back down. Also got something called fluffing the aura. Oh, fluff it. It's a Donna Eden method. Who's an energy healer. But the fluffing the aura is we're going to come up. What you do, a bit daft, kind of move the hands around in a circle, then you can waft them around, but you just move them all around your body. So basically what it's doing is it's clearing and cleansing and refreshing everything. So if you feel a bit stagnant, a bit suffocated, you're just going to go everywhere, in between your legs, up and around the body. It doesn't matter what you look like, what your family's thinking of you, just tell them that you're doing it to make sure you're happy around them. All down the arms, all down the arms. And then, off the bottom of your feet, cut yourself off from anything that's been rooting into you that's negative, and then let's do this on the other side. Okay. And then we're going to brush the whole body. We're going to brush off anything that's disturbance. So we're going to come down, and we're going to brush it. Down through your shoulders, down your back. Brush it. Off your shoulders, off your hands. It's like you're taking off a suit. You're carrying a really heavy suit. Don't want off. Let it go. Brush it off, that dirt, that energy you don't, it's dirty, not needed. quite easy impression. Might feel a bit tingly, and that's all part of this. There's nothing wrong. Feet are hips distance apart. We're going to just ground ourselves and get ourselves up. So place your hands on just in between your belly button and your rib cage, just very centre part of your body. Now, a couple of nice soothing breaths, just very neutral, very calm. Now you can close your eyes if you need to. What I want you to do is take the breath in through your nose and deeply push it into your body to push it against your hands. So breathing in. Place. We're going to take a breath in, and we're going to take the hands off our stomach, and we're going to push our hands down to the sides of our body and towards the ground, so we're kind of stabilising ourselves. Just take that lovely breath in. Now take your hands up, so let them lift really softly. Now exhale, push down, pull yourself down, keep yourself grounded. Whenever you feel a bit discombobulated, just do this. Bring yourself into your centre point. Your hands against the tops of your legs, spread your fingertips, and just let your hands and your fingers just gently press in towards your legs. Open up your chest, don't let yourself come slumped in this position. You're opening up in this position. Now close your eyes again, and I want you to imagine that you're feeling energy shoot from your fingers down into your feet and into the ground. So big breath in. Breath go. Feel those roots grow out the base of your feet, spreading across the ground. Let's do that again. Let the roots go. Feel them spreading around your whole house, into the ground, and all through the floor of your house, every room. Big deep breath in. Breathing into this is your safe space. Imagine there's golden light, and you can see them across your garden, underneath the house, all in every room, creeping up the walls. It's you rooting yourself into your safe space. Let's do another big deep breath in. And let the breath go. And release your fingers, and just let your fingers move. Just rub the tops of your fingers. And then just rub your hands together. That kind of cleansing the palate. Got chakras in your hands, that's why you have energy. That's why people heal with their hands. A lot of energy in their hands. But just let your fingers move. You might want to lattice your fingers and through them. You might want to go into cracking, it's not my thing. And then gently, be a bit more forgiving on yourself, be a bit more compassionate towards yourself and to other people. Put your hands in front of your heart. Try not to get upset with people. Everybody's in the same boat, same level of anxiety. Make the intention of saying, if I'm angry or someone's angry to me, I'm just going to let it go. We're in a bad way at the moment. So, breathe in, take your hands up. We're going to exhale and just draw the hands down and just create that safe bubble for ourselves. We've just cleaned it, we want it to be safe. So think about a coating with a lovely energy that nobody can penetrate, but whoever you let penetrate. And that's important. Bring your hands in. Bring your hands back down, because if you let someone negative into your space, you're going to get stuck. Be cautious, be choosy about who comes into your space. Namaste. Thank you very much.